When it comes to you starting a unit, though, about politics, what are you guys doing?
Well, in that unit, we're working with the political parties, with the candidates, and trying to understand their data needs, what they're trying to match, the information they're trying to get, and we're pulling that forward because we've got all this incredible data on the people who are listening to the radio now as a result of our digital listening.
Which candidates are you working with?
Well, I can't tell you that.
Well, I would think Donald Trump, because he had said he'd like to spend more money in radio on those ads than on television. Plus, I would imagine it's more of a bargain issue that you'll be able to.
Well, look, certainly the price is always better on radio. And I think also now with this incredible reach and with this fact that radio is not really programs, it's companionship, it's your best friend talking to you, that plays into people like Donald Trump who want to talk to you as somebody you know, not as some political candidate off in the distance.
Back in 2012, the last election, I believe political ads brought in about $100 million for you guys.
That's about right.
How much higher could it be this time around?
Well, I mean, you see how much money is being spent, and it looks like we're really in a good fight. So that's probably good for us because I think people want to get their message out. There are a lot of competing voices, and I think the best way to do it is radio. And plus, you can target messages with different formats and different stations, unlike sort of the shotgun effect of the other traditional media.
Well, I like your thinking. You're coming up with all different kinds of less traditional ways to bring in revenue, but the fact is, IHeartMedia has $21 billion in debt. You guys are expected to lose money this year once again. You've got two major creditors, among them Canyon and Goldman Sachs, I would say breathing down your neck. Are you going to have to restructure?
Well, I think the key is really to think about the operating business versus the business after the debt. And actually, if you look at the reported earnings for the first 3 quarters, we probably had about the highest ad revenue growth of any of the media companies except for the digital players. So the operating business is actually doing quite well, and all of those new strategies we came up with over the past 2 or 3 years are finally paying off. So now the question is, okay, what do you do with the capital structure if your operating business is doing well? And I think that puts us in a very interesting position.
But is Lloyd Blankfein of Goldman Sachs going to say, okay, I'll give you more time? They want their money out.
Well, I think what they want, everybody wants, is a return. And I think the best return always starts with a good underlying business. And I think what's great here is that we do have a good underlying business. The operating business is doing very well. We're very proud of everything going on there. And so I think people are now taking a look at what they can do.
Okay, can I just push you? A restructuring, sure. No way, yes way?
Oh, well, look, we wouldn't get into any of that. I'm certainly not for me. I'm not the financial guy. And we have experts on how to handle it. But for us, what we're really looking at is what's the best way, what's the best thing for the company, the best thing for the equity holders and the debt holders. And obviously those are things we put into every decision we make. And clearly, we got a lot more options with a business that's doing as well as this company's doing now.
And between then and now, hey, why not have an 80s concert? You got the 80s concert in February. Is it sold out?
It went like that. It stunned everybody because we had a whole debate internally. Well, the position was, it's sort of like, for our generation, the 60s was it. Grease, Happy Days, American Graffiti. Now the era they were born in were the 80s. They're fascinated by it. This is actually for millennials, not for people our age. And we were stunned at how Tears for Fears.
Billy Idol.
I mean, we've got some great acts, and I think it's going to be a great night. And again, we just sort of put some tickets out on sale thinking it would be a long sales up to it, and suddenly we're all sold out. And by the way, even single tickets sold out. We were saying, well, you'll never sell that onesie ticket between people. They're gone too, so that's pretty good news.
Big acts and big hair from the 80s.
Big hair. Come on, I'm trying to get mine back. I wish I had hair. That's the sad thing.
Perfect, Bob. Thank you very much.